Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel this week. If you are new here, my name is Hope. I am a stay-at-home mom of 3 little boys and we live on the East Coast of the States, and I so enjoy being at home with our boys, homeschooling. I love everything sourdough and we have chickens, but a fun fact about me is beside all of the quote-unquote crunchy things about my life is that in my single years, I traveled around the world doing missions, but specifically using dance as a way to share the gospel in many different parts of the world. And that is something that I will always hold near and dear to my heart. If you too have traveled the world or been to a place that you just kind of fell in love with, I would love to hear about it in the comments. Let me know where you've been, and I would love to have conversations with you about that and kind of exchange either short memories or short stories. But yeah, that is something, a fun fact about my life that is kind of separate from all of the typical things that you will hear. But that is not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is to talk about what you really need during postpartum. And if you're not currently in this season of life, I highly encourage you to stick with me and watch this video, because every one of us ladies knows a woman who is expecting or who is in the early postpartum days, weeks. And I want you to hear the practical advice that I'm going to give you from a mom who has been there, done that 3 times over, and to be able to take away some really tangible ways that you can encourage and uplift a mom in the postpartum season. If you're a mom who is expecting, whether it's your first time or multiple times over, I want you to listen and just to remember the things that are most important during your postpartum season, okay? So, what you really need during postpartum, the temptation, whether it is from ourselves as mothers or from external pressure, whether it's from people or our culture, the temptation during postpartum is to return back to all of the normal things that we were able to do previously, and to be able to get back on track with tasks or with work or taking care of multiple children if we have them very rapidly. And so that pressure that we often feel can become a stumbling block in our own healing and even in our own joy during that sacred first couple of months during postpartum. Really that 4th trimester. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. And so I want you to just take a deep breath with me. And if there's anything, I wrote some stuff down here, but if there's anything that you need during postpartum, it is the space to breathe. Okay? To be extra aware, in tune with how you're feeling on a day-to-day basis or even an hourly basis. To be able to recognize when your nervous system is getting heightened, when you feel like your nervous system is getting quote-unquote jacked up because of hormonally, there's so much going on, plus taking care of a newborn, plus if you have multiple children, there's a lot of extra noise in your home possibly. I want you to think about those early weeks postpartum being a time where you give yourself full permission to just breathe. So that will mean at times that you need to hide yourself away in probably your bedroom or somewhere else in your home when you're getting overstimulated and overwhelmed. Give yourself that space of just recognizing, you know what, I'm exhausted right now, or I just need to lay down with my baby. I I need to lay my baby down. Either, he or she is awake, but I just need to just enjoy being with your baby without the extra stimulation. Okay? So just give yourself some space to breathe. And this takes practice. It takes practice being aware of where you are at internally and being able to recognize what you need day to day, hour by hour. All right. What we need postpartum is not more visitors. What we need postpartum is not having the house perfectly in order. Now, I will say that having a room or a couple of rooms in your home that are put together, to the most part, do help the mental state of postpartum. But what we need during postpartum is not perfection. It's not more visitors. It's not fill in the blank for yourself. What do you need during those early weeks, those first couple of months postpartum? Because you and I actually might be different in how we answer that question. What do you really need? If you have multiple children, having someone take them for a few hours during the day, or even that hardest part of the day, can make all the difference in your day. So I would encourage you to not try to be super mom, but to ask for the help that you need. Simply put, you know what I mean. Ask for the help that you need if you have multiple children. All right, so another one is, this is a no-brainer, but really I want to overemphasize this one, is meals galore. So say yes to the meal train. Be thankful for the meal train that was set up for you. But also be thankful that you thought ahead when you were still pregnant and prepared your freezer, hopefully with meals, with snacks that you can easily pull out, de-thaw, heat back up. Okay, I cannot emphasize enough the absolute must of nourishing and replenishing your body with the nutrients that you're losing at rapid speed. The minerals, the electrolytes that you desperately need for your body, especially with sleep deprivation. Nourishing your body with food, drinks that are gonna give your body the minerals that you need is going to sustain you through the sleep deprivation and through the extra stressors that you may be experiencing during postpartum. Okay. Having 1 to 2 people in your life who you know with certainty that you can text or call anytime when you're struggling. And this is something that I mention in my postpartum ebook, Thriving in Your Postpartum, is setting up ahead of time in pregnancy. This is one of my number 1 tips. Setting up in pregnancy, those last few weeks of pregnancy, talking with a family member, a friend, a couple of friends, who just saying hey, I want to be able to text or call you anytime that I'm really struggling during postpartum. Can I text and call you? Can you just be a sounding board for me? Can you be a prayer partner with me? And having that set up already really helps reduce the stress in your mind that often builds up when you're having a difficult day, when you're having a difficult couple of hours in your day, of already knowing, oh, I already asked this friend if I can text or call her. I'm going to do it right now because she said absolutely yes to it. So that is something that is highly recommend and needed during postpartum. Do not isolate yourself, and do not bow down to the lie that you have to do it all and that you're alone in it, because you're not alone. All right? Another tip is purchasing or even asking for hand-me-down nursing clothes is going to make that postpartum season feel so much easier when everything is a bit upside down. Okay? Having clothes that you feel comfortable in, having even for me, it was just making sure that I had undergarments that I felt comfortable in, that weren't too tight, just having very loose clothing that you feel beautiful in and put together, even if it's like sweats and, you know, it can make all the difference also during that postpartum. So with all of these little tips, I would love to hear from you. If you're watching this and you're like, yeah, but like she listed all of this, but I also thought of X, Y, and Z, please leave it in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear what has been most helpful for you during postpartum, or what you found to be something that you really needed during postpartum. You know, I just want to throw this in here really quickly. There's not an answer to every problem in postpartum. There are things that are beyond our control during that very sacred, vulnerable season, but there are things that we can set in place to make that season much more peaceful and enjoyable. And that it was that way for me. I shared this in my postpartum preparation video. The difference between my firstborn and my third son was vastly different, and it was because of the things that I just learned along the way to set into place. And that is the reason for this video. That is why I wanted to just sit down with you, mom to mom chat again this week, and give you some very practical, tangible ways that you can help make that postpartum season peaceful and enjoyable. All right, so if you are interested more about postpartum, I just wrote a blog about 15 of the best postpartum care package ideas for yourself or for someone that you know. So I will leave that link of the blog in the description box below, and you can go there and just read through all of the different ideas that you can put together for yourself or a friend who is expecting. There is something about receiving a beautiful, simple basket or care package that from someone who just genuinely loves you and wants to support you in that postpartum season. You know, oftentimes baby is the focus, but I say mama needs to be the focus so that she can feel at peace and care for her baby in the best way that only she can, because she's the mama. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.